She didn't look like much, that's what everyone thought. She looked too thin, too plain, too quiet. Her uniform sat stiff on her shoulders like it didn't belong. The range instructor didn't whisper it. He said it out loud. "She doesn't even look like she belongs here." The comment drew laughter. It echoed across the concrete like truth. But Jenna Reyes didn't respond. She stepped forward, picked up her rifle and fired. The bullet ripped through the air so fast it left silence in its wake. 30 feet away, Major General Rourke took a single slow step back. That's when the tone changed. Jenna Reyes was 32 years old. She had short stature, a soft voice, and nothing you'd call intimidating. She'd recently transferred from a mountain logistics unit. Quiet, neat, forgettable, always cleaned her own gear. Always early, never socialized. Most soldiers barely noticed her, and those who did assumed she was admin. A joke, they called her. Probably better at making coffee than taking a shot, one guy said. She never corrected them, she never had to. Her file was classified, her history buried, her experience sealed behind clearance levels most of them would never reach. The truth was, Jenna didn't stand out on purpose. She'd learned in combat that visibility gets you killed. So she mastered the art of vanishing until the moment she needed to be seen. While others wasted time, she studied. Wind direction, humidity, barrel pressure, all the variables they didn't even think to consider. Her teammates saw a ghost in uniform, but they missed the steady hands, the breathing cadence of someone who'd survived more than they could imagine. She didn't argue. She didn't protest. She just waited for the only thing that mattered. The chance to perform when performance mattered most. And that moment had arrived. When the official roster for the marksman demonstration was posted, Jenna's name sat at the very bottom. A few soldiers rolled their eyes. "Token name," someone said. "Let her have a pity shot." Nobody paid attention when she showed up early, except one young recruit who caught her drawing wind maps by hand on a piece of notebook paper. "Why isn't she using the digital?" he asked. A medic passing by stopped mid-stride. "That's Reyes? From Kilo?" he whispered. Another soldier turned sharply. "Wait, Kilo outpost?" Now heads turned. A whisper traveled. "She's the one who made the impossible shot." Jenna didn't confirm. She didn't have to. She just cleaned her scope in silence and checked her rounds. That was all. But for some, the memory was too sharp to ignore. Kilo Outpost, 2020. A 12-man Special Forces unit trapped in a concrete building during a recon gone wrong. No exit, no radio, no reinforcements. Enemy forces had sealed the only way out with steel barricades. No air support, too close to civilian zones. No artillery, too late. The only way out was to hit a release mechanism behind a 2-inch gap in a metal door from over 800 meters away. Everyone had called it impossible, except one logistics specialist who asked for a single round. They gave her the shot. She made it. The door opened, reinforcements stormed in. 9 soldiers lived because of that one moment. No medals, no headlines. The mission was classified. Jenna had returned to her duties like nothing happened. Never told the story, never corrected the ones who mocked her. And today she stood again, quiet, steady, forgotten. But this wasn't a battlefield. It was a demonstration. Only this time someone remembered. General Rourke had arrived to observe the final round of tests. He stood off to the side, watching without comment. Watching the woman everyone else had dismissed as background noise. And as whispers of Kilo Outpost passed behind him, something shifted in his expression. He recognized the legend standing in silence, waiting for her turn. The range was quiet. The final shot of the day belonged to Jenna. 2 targets, small metal plates, had been placed at 1,000 yards. One stationary, one hanging by a thin wire 3 inches apart. A challenge designed to test elite shooters under pressure. Most participants hit one plate. Some missed both. Jenna lay down in position. A soldier nearby muttered, "If she hits that, I'll eat canned sausage for a week." Laughter flickered and then fell quiet as she settled her body. Her breathing slowed. Her eyes scanned the field. Wind shift, 2.3 miles per hour west. She adjusted a fraction. 1 breath, 2. Then she pulled the trigger. Crack. The sound cut through everything. On screen, the stationary plate snapped clean in half. The hanging one spun from the near miss, then fell. Not because it had been hit, but because the bullet had sliced through the hanging thread mid-rotation. The entire field froze. General Rourke didn't speak. He looked down, then took one slow step back. A commanding officer leaned in. "Sir, are you okay?" Rourke didn't answer immediately. He looked at the wrecked targets. "That shot. It's identical to the one from Kilo." An aide scrambled for data, then froze. "Sir, Reyes. Jenna. Participated in Kilo Outpost 2020. Rescue verified." Rourke turned slowly. He stared at her. "She once saved 9 lives with a single bullet," he said, voice cracking slightly. "Today, I understand why." The soldier who'd mocked her hung his head. No one laughed, no one dared. Jenna stood, dusted herself off, and said nothing. What she had done was more than a performance, it was proof. Mastery of ballistics, timing, pressure. She had made a shot most snipers wouldn't even attempt. And she made it look easy. Rourke stepped forward slowly. "Sergeant Reyes," he said, "I've read the reports from Kilo. What you did, you saved my nephew's life." The range fell into silence. This wasn't protocol anymore. It was personal. "Staff Sergeant Marcus Rourke," he said, "he was in that room. You opened their way out." Jenna said softly, "I was just doing my job." Rourke shook his head. "Number U performed a miracle." Soldiers who had ignored her now stared in open awe. One whispered, "Why didn't she tell us?" Rourke replied grimly, "Because real heroes don't need to announce themselves. They just show up and do what needs to be done." He turned to her again. "Would you consider returning to tactical assignments? The army needs your kind of calm under pressure." Jenna looked him in the eye. "I appreciate that, sir, but I prefer to support others. Sometimes the most important role is helping others succeed." Rourke paused. "Then would you consider training our advanced marksmen?" Jenna nodded. "I'll help however I can." The crowd slowly dispersed, but several soldiers approached her quietly, no longer mocking, but humbled. They wanted to learn. They wanted to say sorry. Jenna smiled faintly. "We all make assumptions," she said. "What matters is how fast we're willing to correct them." That evening she packed up without ceremony. No celebration, no spotlight, just quiet professionalism. The next day, soldiers found her leading a small training session. She was drawing wind maps on tape beside a wooden bench. A message was written on the board behind her. "Technique is a tool. A calm mind is the weapon." Before she left, Rourke slipped something into her coat pocket. A small badge. No fanfare, just a quiet inscription. "One shot. One life. Kilo certified." Jenna didn't wear it, but she kept it. Word spread fast across military circles about what had happened on that range. But Jenna declined every interview. "The story's not about me," she said. "It's about a team that lived because everyone did their job." Her quiet lessons spread further than she ever expected. Recruits trained by her described a new kind of clarity under pressure. Calm, focused, deadly precise. The Kilo story eventually entered tactical training curricula. Her name stayed redacted, but among those who served, she became legend. The soldier who looked like nobody special, who turned silence into salvation, and when everything was on the line, delivered without hesitation.